Hey everyone, I'm Tassinix, and welcome to a Plotting and Scheming Extra. We're doing the character kit review today for Depa Billaba, uh, the last marquee character to be added for Jedi Master Mace Windu. I'm here with Dagger, TJ, Sasha Aisha. Fatal is detained by something. Usually, I mean, he's been caught up in traffic at this time, but we wish him well. He might drop in, he might not. Find out. Anyways, guys, this kit just came out minutes ago. I know you guys have been poring over it as we've been getting ready to record. Let's dive right into it. Unit name, Depa Billaba. Alignment, light side.
What did you just call
Categories.
me?
Sorry.
What did you just call me?
Funny, dude.
That name's a mouthful, is all I'm saying, man.
Depa Billaba.
It's,
It sounds like something that
I believe the technical term is blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, I think it's
Yeah,
something that an
Depa, blah,
infant
blah,
might
blah,
say.
TJ.
Yeah, that's what it's like, dude. It's like
Yeah.
the meme where you go Depa, blah, 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 blah,
Or
and whatever you end
I'm
on.
literally thinking of a baby with a mouthful of
Yeah.
applesauce going
Yeah.
Depa
Yeah.
Billaba.
Yeah. It's it's the gif of like the mouth with just the tongue flipping up and down, and wherever you stop is the end of her name.
Anyway, we know nothing about her culture, and we're probably being incredibly offensive to that imagination.
I didn't disrespect anything other than her saying her name was blah, blah,
You
blah,
just
blah,
balance it out by saying Happy Pride, all right?
That's right.
We can just balance it all out by just saying that.
Key attributes of this character. Attacker for the new Jedi Vanguard squad, led by Jedi Master Mace Windu. Synergy with out-of-turn attacks and Shatterpoint. And it is the final marquee. Thera. Yeah. For inspiration, yeah, I mean, we'll cover it this time. Depa Billaba was the Padawan to Mace Windu and Master to Caleb Doom, aka Kanan Jarrus. As such, we have subtle nods to both Mace Windu in Shatterpoint and Kanan with the 70% counter chance of recovery from being inflicted buff in her abilities. The animation for Will of the Council is from the first episode of The Bad Batch, where she fights off her own clone troopers to save her Padawan from Order 66. And the title you earn for Tier 4 of her marquee is Hotwire, which was the secret identity Depa took on, that she took on when investigating the Rift Walkers pirates from the novel The Living Force.
Also, I was today years old when I realized that Caleb Doom wasn't spelled Doom.
Man, fair. All right, yeah. All right, strategy tips. Depa gains benefits when attacking out of turn, so finding ways to call her to assist will help her damage scale. When facing Depa, preventing her from attacking out of turn is an effective avenue to try and shut her down. Though she is stalwart and an effective addition to other Jedi teams, she is at her best when partnered alongside Jedi Master Mace Windu. Depa is an aggressive attacker, but her defensive stats are a bit on the low side. Keeping her safe with tanks or defensive mechanics from her abilities will be crucial to her survivability. Mod set bonus recommendations. I don't know that they've offered this before or recently.
No, I thought that was interesting call out that they actually try to give you something ahead of it.
What are the odds that they're right?
Yeah, I mean, it's a 4-piece of offense and a 2-piece of crit chance that they're recommending. If it's a physical damage dealer, you might have some flexibility on the 2-piece. We'll have to see. How to unlock her? Yep, marquee.
She is in fact a physical damage dealer, which means the crit chance is probably not going to be overly necessary. We'll have to see her stats, though.
We'll see. All right, as always, we're going to
They also
start.
really went out on a limb there by recommending an offense set to an attacker. I just want to throw that out there.
Yeah, it's not an incredibly bold recommendation, but it's, I mean, whatever.
It's just interesting to see the recommendation to Tass's point.
Yes.
They don't normally do that. Yeah.
Yes. All right, let's talk about her unique. Nothing and everything. Zeta and Omicron. Final text. Depa has plus 70% counter chance, plus 25% offense, and recovers 15% health and protection whenever she is inflicted with a debuff. If Jedi Master Mace Windu is in the leader slot, Depa gains 30% turn meter at the start of each encounter, and whenever he uses an ability, Depa gains 25% critical damage for 2 turns. Whenever an enemy is inflicted with Shatterpoint, Depa gains advantage for 2 turns. If all allies were Jedi Vanguard at the start of battle, whenever an enemy is defeated, if they had stacks of investigation, the next time a Jedi Vanguard uses a special ability and the target was not revealed, so this investigation and revealed are going to be new mechanics, I assume, introduced by Mace. And by the way, at the time of this recording, there's the speculation here in the group is that it'll only be an hour or less before they release the kit for Mace, because otherwise, why leave us out in the cold? You know, the bulk of her kit's here in this unique. We got to know what this is.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
whenever an enemy is defeated, if they had stacks of investigation, the next time a Jedi Vanguard uses a special ability and the target was not revealed, they inflict a stack of investigation for 2 turns, which can't be copied, dispelled, or prevented. Whenever an enemy gains a stack of investigation, Depa gains speed up for 2 turns. Fatal, is that you popping in?
No.
It's getting in live. No? Oh, man, I gotta
It's
remember
not him.
to put this on. Let me... Sure. I put on... You're all welcome. Keep the chime out. Okay. Anyways, so the next part's just in territory battles. So, whatever. Whole bunch of interesting additional stuff. Sure,
This is where we insert the Wakanda meme where he says to Captain America, "We don't do that here."
Yes.
TV's whatever.
Yeah, we don't review TB Omicrons here.
No.
Yeah, I'll be picking it up just because I can. And I'm
Angel
sure
have a special mission.
Yes, exactly. There will be, you can assume there will be some related mission for that faction coming out. Fine. Yeah. Grab it if you want. But anyways, so yeah, bunch of stats, recovery, turn meter preload, stacking critical damage. She's gaining advantage all the time, it would seem, whenever an enemy is inflicted with Shatter Point. So we'll have to see how often. Between her, she does inflict it on enemies who already had it. So that would have to come from someone else in the first place, presumably Mace. After which it might be the case that there's going to be Shatterpoint always on some target. And, that advantage might be all the time, which again would mitigate how much you really need crit chance. We'll have to see. All right.
Well, that's only if the new Mace has it. The old Mace has it in TW, where at the beginning of each light side ally's turn, Shatterpoint gets applied.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
In GAC, it's just a target. Or random? It might be random.
I think it's random.
I think it's random.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's random. You're good.
It's from his unique. It's just, it's some condition for an enemy, a random enemy. Anyways, let's go ahead and dig into her basic Serene Blade. Nice little wind-up motion. All right, final. Get back here.
Man, she looks like she's about to slap some. Well, I can't say some of those words.
Yeah,
she looks like she's practicing her forehand. Let's put it that way.
It's true. It's a great animation. All right, final text. Deal physical damage.
Tennis pro here. Sorry. I said tennis pro.
Fair. All right, final text. Deal physical damage to target enemy. During Depa's turn, inflict vulnerable for 1 turn. If it is not Depa's turn and all allies were Jedi Vanguard at the start of battle, this attack deals 25% more damage, stacking until the start of her next turn. So, again, we'll have to see how often the condition exists that she'll be called out of turn. I don't know off the top of my head if Jocasta's kit includes a call to assist that can
Mace
work.
and Ayla do.
Sorry?
Or sorry, not Mace. Beck and Ayla both call assists.
Yes.
Does she call assist? I know that Kel does.
When she attacks out of turn, she calls someone to assist with her.
Okay.
Or maybe it's on her basic. She calls someone to assist. Anyways, I've seen her call people to assist.
Ayla has a 35% chance to call an assist on her basic.
Okay, that's what it is.
Okay.
I just know that I see her attacking out a turn against me and punching me in the face.
So it would seem then that not necessarily a fast character, right? Or at the very least, might be worth considering setting to be last in the turn order, such that she gets as much stacking advantage out of that before she unleashes, Well,
Yeah, I
I
will
guess she
say that
loses the damage at the start of her next turn, so it's not like you gain some. You're only
yeah.
getting this increased damage as you're doing attacks out of turn. As soon as she takes
Also
her
the way
next turn, she
yeah.
loses that.
Also the way this is worded, I'm curious if this is damage total or if this is added to the multiplier, right? Because there's two different ways that they calculate damage. One is adding to the damage multiplier, the other one's adding to the offense output. So I wonder if this is adding to the multiplier or the actual damage output.
Fair.
I agree with your statement, though. Your call out was a good one based on it. Where she becomes, I think your call out dagger, we are talking about it pre this utility attacker feels accurate, where their caller attacker just in name alone, and she's just going to do a million attacks from that standpoint, and it's more of just like again additive what the team is.
Critical mass of folks.
That's what I'm saying, right? We'll see. Again, I
Hopefully
agree
she
with
has
you on
good.
being.
Hopefully she has good base potency because you'll see on this and the next ability, the vulnerable on basic on her turn is really nice. So it'd be really cool if she had like not dog shit potency.
Yeah.
Fair. Yeah. Mhm. All right, well, let's take a look at her first special, Depa Disciple. Cooldown of 3. Final text. Inflict healing immunity for 2 turns and deal physical damage to target enemy. Depa gains health steal up for 2 turns. If Jedi Master Mace Windu is in the leader slot, this ability deals 50% more damage. Call Jedi Master Mace Windu to assist twice. So he's got to have some great effect on his basic. All right. Special 2. Will of the Council. Cooldown of 4 with a Zeta. Check out this animation. Yeah.
Man, I am really just digging.
It looks
Like
dope.
the way they're doing the setup for that, and
Yeah.
her just sticking to the stat, dude. That is just awesome, man.
Look, I love the background.
Mm-hmm.
Battle scene. Wherever we are, I'm assuming it's like the slums of Coruscant something. Anyway, Special 2 says, if Jedi Master Mace Windu is the allied leader, dispel all buffs on enemies, and if any enemies have investigation, they gain a stack of investigation for 2 turns, which can't be copied, dispelled, or prevented. Deal bonus physical damage to all enemies with Shatterpoint, then deal physical damage to all enemies. Inflict Shatterpoint, including raid bosses and galactic inflict Shatterpoint, excluding raid bosses and galactic legends, on enemies. This bonus damage was dealt to until the end of the encounter. Okay, so if you took bonus damage from this ability in the first clause, you lose Shatterpoint. If you took the bonus damage, if you're eligible, and then you get it back. Till the end of the encounter. So wow, you gain Shatterpoint back, and then it is staying. It isn't consumed by anything else, which can't be copied, dispelled, evaded, or resisted. Jedi Vanguard allies gain critical damage up and defense penetration up for 2 turns. Depa and Jedi Master Mace Windu gain Foresight for 2 turns. When this Foresight expires from Depa, she gains 100% turn meter. When this Foresight expires from Jedi Master Mace Windu, he gains protection up 50% for 2 turns. Okay, so it's tough to see how it all comes together without understanding the investigation and whatever the other effect was. Reveal, I think. We'll have to see how that lines up, but I like this kit. This seems like it's going to be really powerful. Like, again, missing the full picture, but there is more than enough for this to amount to being a lot of damage.
I'm
How about
curious
you?
to see her potency and her damage multipliers
Hmm.
because the way her kit reads and the way that they said that she's going to be kind of frail makes me wonder if she's actually going to do a ton of damage or not.
Hmm.
Because she does a lot of enabling of what I presume will be the new Mace's kit. So I wonder how much actual damage she'll do, where her 2 main abilities both put down debuffs, or and all 3 of her abilities apply status effects. Although to be fair, the Shadow Point can't be resisted or whatever. But you get what I'm saying. Like I wonder how much damage she's actually going to do.
Well, I mean, whatever. To your point that if some potency is required, she isn't getting any help with that from anywhere else in her own kit. So you might have a point there. However much offense you're giving up by going with the potency cross, whatever else you might think you need to do, you are getting 25% offense from the unique. So if you're still rolling, an offense set, still going to be all right.
Yeah, but again, it really depends on what her like base stats are, than what her multipliers are.
I'm also. It also seems weird that they're pushing so much for the crit damage. I'm gonna call it stuff in air quotes. So now you can't see me doing it. They've done a lot of base stat boosts and everything they were doing. They've also worked a lot of critical avoidance and everything else. So there's call outs to this crit damage all over her kit, and it almost feels weird because they're trying to nullify all these crit hits. And now it seems like they're going to take a step back into this one, saying, here, we're going to crit all over the place. Well, if that's being nullified, almost feels like some of the goodness that's supposed to be there might be kind of worn out.
She also doesn't feel like she fits in with Jocasta Nu or the Temple Guard.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think there's necessarily a lot of interplay there, but depending on how masterfully executed the new Mace's kit is, it could
and the
bring
reworked
apart.
Ayla that we're getting, because we didn't mention that when we were talking about that earlier.
Sorry?
And the reworked
Ayla.
I don't know if Taps was paying attention when we were talking about the Ayla rework pre-show.
That's as I'm like super titillated for an Ayla rework,
I'm
man.
sorry if
that
I
is
missed something. I thought they only just said that there is going to be a rework, not any detail.
No, it's no detail. It's just because of the
No,
call
but
to
it's
assist and
still worth
everything else.
mentioning because she calls the assist out of turn, which is
Right.
why I brought her up when we were
Oh,
talking about her attacking out of turn.
Good ad for sure.
And it makes me wonder, because the only real thing that ties these Jedi together is they all have clauses that say if all allies are Jedi Vanguard.
I agree that this. So go to the Bad Batch team, right? The new Bad Batch team, each one brought a puzzle piece to the team. And then this one, I think you're right, Task 2, is that this one is like, here's all this stuff, and it's like a junk on a piece of paper. And then it's like, in order for the puzzle to work, you must have Mace there. And then Mace comes in, and now you can attach it all together and all does work. Because I do kind of see what Dagger's saying as well. It's
I'm also
like
saying that Jocasta Nu is just a good character in her own right. She's a strong, independent woman who don't need no man. You hear that, Mace? You hear that?
Except it still needs to kind of the tie into Jedi
and
Vanguard.
Mace is live.
Look at that.
He merely needs just enough time to transform, and then it's too late.
I like Dagger what Dagger said.
Ultimate,
Dagger is so good on it. Like, he don't need no man. That was the perfect sentiment to who she is. She does like the Jedi Vanguard, but man, is she just a badass character. But yes, it does feel like it's just stuff. So I kind of see the point of what you guys are saying with it. Of it feels like a lot of gobbledygook individually, and then you put it together, and it's like, depending on which, again, it's at the time of the recording, Mace Kit is live. Until you see that, it's like, is it there or is it not? So I am cautiously optimistic. I'll live on hope, as they are Jedi, and we'll see where it goes. But it's like we need the full picture of it, and then because I know I'm looking at it right now, but because there's calls to offense, I just thought it's weird. Fatal did a good call out when we were talking about Enoch, right? And they're going back to the old school of, we're going to put advantage. Well, Enoch doesn't care about that. So that's what I'm talking about with, like, you need the tie-in. And if she doesn't have true damage numbers, and let's say she's old school Omega, to give you a reference, high single fire damage. Well, what does that mean? So it'd be good to see what it looks like.
I know that this is not in the kit. Revealed. Immune to investigation stacks, minus 75% crit damage, can't stealth, can't attack out of turn, and are exposed for one turn, which can't be evaded, resisted at the start of each unit's turn. If they didn't already have it, enemies can ignore taunt to target this unit. Investigation.
Where are you? You're just pulling this up on where? Where are you?
He's looking at the new kit.
I'm reading relevant keyword text to this kit from Mace
Right.
Windu's kit.
Because they call out investigation, but they don't define investigation, and so he's
investigation-
defining it now.
Yeah, investigation is increased effects from abilities that utilize investigation. Only one enemy can gain investigation at a time.
Okay. Well, we'll. Oh wow.
Yeah. They call out the word investigation, but don't define it like they normally would,
Yeah,
and so
I'm
he's having to
defining it
go.
on this
Yeah,
video for this kit.
right,
because
which
we
is a
did
good call out. Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
good call out.
Okay. Well, hey. Any other notes you guys want to mention specifically on Depa? Because then, if not, we'll move to close this one out and
Hold
get
on.
right into Mace.
Are we going to? My only thoughts are we going to get the Ayla rework today? Then
It looks
Yeah.
like it. It looks. This is going to
Yeah.
be a fun day, guys.
Yeah.
We doing Moss videos.
This might be a big
We
day.
doing. Let's go to work, boys.
All right.
Let's dig
Well,
in. I'm
a
excited.
shout out to Sasha, who had to drop out. He's busy with his kids today, so we were appreciative that he was able to drop in even for just a few moments. But we'll catch all of you in the next video. Yeah, it's going to be a busy news day. Until next time, it's been real. It's been awesome. It's been real awesome. Take care.